The Minnesota Wild Podcast is presented exclusively by Acrosure.
Starting goalie?
Gus.
So same lineup?
Same lineup, yep.
What's in your view kind of on Nashville? I know the down season compared to what people thought they would be up in free agency. Like, when you watch them up close, like, what do you kind of notice?
Yeah, I think they play. I don't know. Like I haven't seen them a ton. Obviously, when we played against them, it was an extremely competitive game, a 50-50 game. When I have had the opportunities to watch them, where you go through the pre-scouts, I mean, they do a lot of good things. I think that I think that they play hard. They have some good structure to their game. I'm expecting every time, whether I was on the Nashville bench or the Minnesota bench, every time the two teams play, it's really competitive. So we're expecting that tonight.
But Trunyan, it feels like in the last couple of weeks, his game's really starting to ascend. He led your club with 6 hits there. And what are you seeing from him that's allowed him to kind of take another step?
I think he's playing faster. I think he's reacclimated with how we want to be able to play. Probably feels a lot more comfortable. He went through basically 3 teams in a short order last year, from Nashville to Colorado, now to us, and no different. I think he's a player. One of the reasons we wanted to get him too was he's a player. I think as the season continues to go on and it gets harder and more competitive and tougher down the stretch, or into playoffs and things like that. If you earn your right to get there, he's a player that can perform, and I think you're starting to see more and more harder on pucks, more physicality to his game, playing with speed, making an impact on the penalty kill. So I think all those components are coming together for him in the right way.
Suffice to say, you want to get the wins here at home, but this year's home record not as great as it's been in the past. How do you kind of assess that? It's not necessarily a lack of trying, but the actual wins just don't seem to be coming like they do on the road.
Yeah, I don't. To me, it's even when, like, with the road record, it's like, do you do something different or not? Honestly, to me, every game's its own entity, and tonight it's really about, I think, cleaning up a couple areas from last game, but then also making sure that our competitive nature, our speed, that we're playing extremely competitive game tonight, and then we're tacking on some of those details that we didn't have in our game well enough against Ottawa to bring our best game tonight.
Any idea if Kirill will travel with you guys on the road yet, or what's that situation?
That I don't know yet.
Okay.
What are those areas specifically you need to clean up?
I particularly when we don't have ice to play on, coming through the neutral zone, not forcing plays, and putting our team in vulnerable situations for rush attacks, or having to play in your D zone coverage tired. I think that was a big part. Attention to detail on face-offs is another important area. Those are a couple areas that we've addressed.
It seemed like, especially in particular, that top line, a lot of east to west still kind of going on. What's that conversation been like? 'Cause I know you've always said we don't want to play that way all the time either.
Yeah, I think the game is its best teacher in that situation. When our team and particular lines play the game the way that you really need to play to have success offensively and win the territory battle. The other game, whoever you're talking about, didn't do that, and I think it showed in D-zone time against, lack of scoring chances, all those types of things. So lots of times the game is its own teacher of, if you play the right way, then this is where you're going to be able to play. If you don't play the right way, then most of the time you're going to play defense, or you're not going to be an offensive threat.
When there isn't ice in the neutral zone, what is the best way to get around that? How do you want them to attack when it's just clogged?
Well, the ice is behind them, so you want to have good puck. It's not when you put the puck in the offensive zone and you don't have the opportunity to carry it in. It's about your puck placement. You're not randomly throwing the puck in, and you want to be able to put it to areas where you have speed. So when you play a connected game and you have speed coming through the middle, so if I'm on the wall and I know I got speed coming to the middle and there's numbers on the other team, there's a puck placement area that we can be first on puck. Now, obviously, everyone's objective would be to be able to carry the puck in the offensive zone when you can, but that presents itself when you have numbers, when the other team is gapped off, meaning you have space, and when you have speed and puck support. Those are the opportunities when the game presents itself where you want to attack off the rush. There's other times where you don't have support, you don't have speed, they have numbers, and they have gap, meaning there's no ice to play on, plays behind.
So it's just being intentional with those dumps or those chip-ins to get, because then they got to turn around and skate, and that takes time. And
everything
coming straight ahead.
Yeah, those are details that we talk about, right? It's not being stubborn, coming up the ice when there's no plays to be made, right? So now you have to win the territory battle. And I think the important thing is if you want to be a good offensive team and a good offensive player, you have to be able to produce offense in multiple ways. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's with time and space off the rush, right? Sometimes it's at the net front. Other times it's in a pursuit checking game, in your forechecking area. So if you want to be a team that can score and you want to be a player that can score regularly, you have to be able to and be willing to generate offense in multiple ways.
New Year's Eve, pretty common to think about the past year and all that's happened. You ever take a second to reflect about a year ago where you were, where this team was, and just like how much progress has been made in 2024?
To be honest, I haven't. I mean, this is a big game for us tonight. Like, this is a game I want to see us totally focused on Nashville, getting our team ready and making sure that we come out with the hardness and the details of our game that gives us a chance to win tonight.
When a line has a tough night like the Rossi line did the other night, you said the game's the best teacher. Do you show them some clips, or do you kind of expect veteran guys in that line to kind of know what happened and kind of really have a bounce back? Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's a conversation. Sometimes you show clips. I think you have a feel of when to do it and what to do. But it's sometimes you leave it alone if it's a one-off. But, you always find maybe it might be talking to one player versus the other two, whatever it is. But, it's usually it gets addressed for sure. Has Krill skated since the injury?
He has not. No.
Okay. Thanks, John. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John. See you tonight.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.